Have you ever heard a chant that just feels ancient? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful and revered prayers on the entire planet, the Gayatri Mantra. Whether it's a familiar friend or totally new to you, we're going to unpack what makes this simple prayer a tradition that has lasted for thousands of years. Let's get into it.
Right off the bat, this quote gets to the heart of it. A mantra isn't just a string of words. It's a set of sounds, pregnant with enormous significance. The whole idea is that these aren't just sounds you make with your mouth. They're vibrations that connect the power inside you to the cosmic energy of the universe.
So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the whole concept of sacred sound. Then we'll jump right in and decode the mantra itself. After that, we'll look at its personification as a divine mother, explore its really cool connection to the sun, and wrap it all up with the practical benefits and how people use it every day.
Okay, first up, what really is a mantra? Because it's way more than just a nice saying or a positive affirmation. It's seen as a genuine tool for connecting to something much, much bigger.
This right here is the key. A mantra doesn't just come from a book, it's a vibration that comes from your inner power. The belief is that these vibrations can literally harmonize with what's known as the cosmic nada. That's like the primal hum of the universe itself. You're basically tuning your personal frequency to the frequency of everything.
All right, with that idea in mind, let's zoom in on the Gayatri Mantra specifically. This is where we get to crack open the ancient Sanskrit and find the profound request that's hiding inside.
And here it is, in its full glory. These are the sacred syllables that have been chanted for countless generations. I know it might look a little complex at first, but it has this incredible flow and a very, very clear purpose. So what's it all about? What's the bottom line? Well, at its heart, the Gayatri is a prayer for clarity. It's a simple request for divine light to shine on our intellect, to help us see the world and ourselves more clearly. You're not asking for stuff, you're asking for wisdom. And the mantra has this really elegant three-part structure. It's beautiful. It starts with adoration, praising the divine source of everything. Then it shifts into meditation, a state of just deep, quiet reverence. And finally, it makes the ask, the direct prayer to please awaken our intellect.
If we break it down even more, you can see how every single word is a building block. Om, that's the primeval sound. Bur, Bhuva, and Suva cover all the bases, the physical, mental, and spiritual worlds. Savitur points to the sun as the divine creator, and Dio, that's our intellect. Each piece fits together perfectly to build this powerful appeal for enlightenment.
Now things get even more interesting. The mantra isn't just a prayer. It's also seen as a divine mother figure, Gayatri, and she's a big deal, often called the mother of the Vedas, which is basically all sacred knowledge. Gayatri is said to show up in three main forms, and each one stands for a different aspect of our being. Together, they represent this ideal state of total purity and alignment in our thoughts, our words, and our actions.
So here's how those three forms map onto us. Gayatri is the master of the senses, what we see, hear, taste, and so on. Then you have Savitri, who is the master of our life force itself, our prana. And finally, Saraswati is the goddess of speech, of Vak. The idea is that these three divine aspects are right here inside of us, guiding how we perceive, live, and communicate.
And this quote just captures the whole philosophy perfectly. It's so simple. Think about it. You have one single lump of clay, and from that one thing you can make countless different pots of all shapes and sizes. Well, the idea is that the universe is just like that. We all come from one unified source, even though we show up in a million different forms. It's all about unity and diversity. So, why is this mantra considered so universal? A huge part of the answer is its connection to a power that every single person on Earth, no matter who they are or where they live, can see and feel: the sun.
You know, for the ancient seekers, the sun, which they called Savitru, was the most direct, tangible proof of a divine, life-giving power. It was the source of all energy. It made things grow. Without it, everything would just cease to be. So by glorifying the sun, they were honoring the most powerful and obvious representation of that divine source they could see.
And what's so fascinating is how this ancient wisdom just clicks with modern science. The source material points out that the sun's main ingredients are hydrogen and helium, the fundamental building blocks for life.
So the prayer is an appeal to this very real, physical source of life to also bring spiritual light to our minds. It's a beautiful bridge between the physical and the mystical.
Okay, let's get practical. Why do people chant this mantra, and how can you actually bring it into your own life? This last part is all about application. Now, the benefits that are said to come from chanting are pretty profound. It's talked about as a reliever of disease and misery, a protector from harm, and even a fulfiller of desires. But the real headline, the core benefit, is that it's seen as this incredible tool for purifying the mind and letting that intellect shine.
I just love this analogy from the source text. It says that chanting the Gayatri daily is like paying for things with cash instead of racking up a credit card bill. The idea is that it helps you atone for the little missteps of the day right then and there, so you don't accumulate this huge karmic debt over time. It's daily spiritual housekeeping.
So, when's the best time to practice? Well, traditionally, the most auspicious times are during what are called the Sattvic periods. That's from about 4 to 8 in the morning, and again from 4 to 8 in the evening. These are considered the purest, most serene hours of the day, when your mind is naturally at its clearest.
But you don't have to be super rigid about it. The source also suggests simple, practical moments. Try it when you're taking a shower, before you eat a meal, right when you wake up, and just before you go to bed. These are all natural transition points in the day, and they're perfect for taking a moment to center yourself.
And that brings us to the end of our exploration. At its core, the Gayatri Mantra is a simple, powerful prayer for a clear and inspired intellect. So, the question I want to leave you with is this. If you could have that divine light shine on any aspect of your life, what part of your world would you most want to see with greater clarity?